Alright, hey guys, so this is how I do my read aloud. In my classroom at Pulaski County Elementary School, we have been given 10 minutes out of our day every day where we focus on reading aloud and following certain steps in our read alouds. And so this is how I do it in my room. Alright, so our story today is Peter's Chair. So why would our story start off with him building a tower? That probably would tell me that he is a young child, maybe 2 or 3 years old. Peter stretched as high as he could. There, his tall building was finished. So from the first page to this page, we see that he's still adding things. But he's like right here, I wonder if he's going to knock it over or if it's going to stay tall because he's leaning up against it. Crash! Down it came. Shh, called his mother. You'll have to play more quietly. Remember, we have a new baby in the house. So where he was leaning up against it, you can see that he did indeed knock it over. And it made a loud noise, which told us that there was a baby in the house because he got in trouble with his mom. So how many of us have gotten in trouble for being loud when our siblings were asleep when they were babies? I did too. Like, my sister would always be asleep and I would be trying to play and get in trouble. Peter looked into his sister Susie's room. His mother was fussing around the cradle. That's my cradle, he thought, and they painted it pink. So we see that they're in the new cradle. It's pink. His sister's in it. So how would you feel if your sibling was using your things that were yours and you knew they were yours? You would be upset. That's how I think Peter is feeling right now. He's upset that his sister is using his stuff. So I think that might start a big problem in their relationship. Hi, Peter, said his father. Would you like to help paint sister's high chair? It's my high chair, whispered Peter. So how do you think he's feeling about his sister using all of his things? I think he might feel a little jealous because all of his things are now being given to his sister. He saw his crib and muttered, my crib, it's painted pink too. Not far away stood his old chair. They didn't paint that yet, Peter shouted. Why does Peter think they're going to paint his chair? Probably because they've painted his crib, his high chair, all the things they're starting to get ready for his little sister. So they're probably going to end up painting his chair too. And I think that's going to cause a big issue for Peter. He picked it up and ran to his room. So what do you think he's going to do with his chair? He's probably going to hide it because he doesn't want his sister to get it. So he's very possessive of his things. He doesn't want other people to have his things. Let's run away, Willie, he said. Peter filled a shopping bag with cookies and dog biscuits. We'll take my blue chair, my toy crocodile, and the picture of when I was a baby. Willie got his bone. Why does Peter want to run away from home? That's right, because he's not getting, all of his things are becoming his sister's, and he's upset. So how many of us have been very upset and thought about running away? And thought about, getting away from whatever's making us upset? They went outside and stood in front of his house. This is a good place, said Peter. He arranged his things very nicely and decided to sit in his chair for a while. So instead of being inside his house, now they're outside his house. And he thinks that this is going to be his new home because he's not being all of his things getting taken. But he couldn't fit in the chair. He was too big. So why do you think he couldn't fit in the chair? He had outgrown it. It was for whenever he was a baby. These are things that happen, like whenever you outgrow a bed or when you outgrow your favorite pair of shoes. You have to let them go. And he's about to have to learn he has to let go of his chair. His mother came to the window and called, "Won't you come back to us, Peter dear? We have something very special for lunch." Peter and Willie made believe they didn't hear, but Peter had an idea. What do you think his idea was? Do you think it was maybe to give the chair back? To hide the chair even farther away? Those are all things that, you could think. Soon his mother saw signs that he was home. So what kind of signs do we see that he's home? So up underneath this, we see the feet behind a curtain. Would that tell us he's home? Probably. How many of you have tried to hide behind a curtain, but somehow they always found where you were at? That rascal is hiding behind the curtain, she said happily. Why was she happy that he was hiding behind the curtain? Because he was home, that's right. She moved the curtain away, but he wasn't there. "Here I am," shouted Peter. Peter sat in a grown-up chair. His father sat next to him. "Daddy," said Peter, "let's paint the little chair pink for Susie." So at the beginning of the story, Peter did not want to share his things with his little sister. But what has happened since the beginning of the story? That's right, he realized he was too big for his chair, and so now he's okay with giving it to his sisters. And they did. So, I wonder why we read this story. Would it be to learn that maybe when we outgrow things, we should give them away? Or to people that need them? And maybe we'll start feeling good about ourselves too, because we know that we're giving people things that they need. So, this is our story today, Peter's Chair. And it taught us that sometimes we may have to give our favorite things away to people that may need them more than we do. So, thanks guys for watching my video.